Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our time together. I'm Lori Lamantia, and I'm here with the magically creative Trisha Fisk.
Good morning, everybody.
And today is our fourth session discussing the conscious creating through yoga process. And today we're going to talk about attracting. Attracting is one of the most exciting and powerful. Some people call it manifesting, but we're really calling it attracting because it's about aligning yourself and putting yourself in the vibration of the thing that you are hoping to experience. Um, and I'm going to turn it over to Trisha for a second, but we want you to really get the sense that this isn't just visualizing, this is vibrating as the experience you want to have. So instead of hoping for $1 million, vibrating as a millionaire, those are different felt sense vibrations. And at the nugget of the crux of what attracting is, it's learning to not just hope or dream, which is fine, but also embody the experience that you are really intending to consciously create. Does that make sense, Trish?
Absolutely. And I want to share on the first page in our book of Attract, there's this beautiful quote from Pandit Rajmani Tigunaya, who's the spiritual head of the Himalayan Institute in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. And he says, don't meditate on something, meditate as it, which I love. It's just beautiful. And every time I remember that, see that, read that, I go back to that place of experiencing as is,
Right,
right?
right.
Not asking, but feeling. I'm
Well,
there.
it's funny you said that about asking because I've spent a lot of time thinking about the word ask. And the thing about ask is, for me, I'll just say it, it's like me having this request to something outside of me and then hoping it heard me, hoping I'm good enough for the receiving of it, hoping that I didn't do something stupid to, push it away. It's a separation experience. And I love the word ask, but I also want to upgrade it energetically from hoping to it's done. I got
Right.
clarity about what I wanted to create, and now it's done. And so the ask is the I'm sending the vibration of I'm living it, I'm doing it, I'm being it as myself. And I think it's a slight difference, but man, it makes a huge difference in how you walk through the day-to-day world.
Absolutely. Again, can't stress enough this feeling sense. Feel yourself as. Feel yourself as. It's so important. And it is maybe sounds little, but like you're saying, it's not a little thing at all. It's a huge thing.
And there's a reason why we put it at this point in the conscious creating process. Because when we started this, when we were doing the intro, we said, well, what is it that I want? But we didn't talk about attracting till this point because it was important to lay the groundwork for remembering that you are an awesome divine being. That's the awakening. And then aligning to the unlimited unconditional energies. So, then we did a line. And then we talked about alchemizing, which is letting go of that which isn't yours or any beliefs that you believe that you might not be able to have, whatever it is you're going to, quote unquote, ask for. But then now we're in this attract phase, which is really understanding how to walk, and we call it feelize in the book. Feel and visualize. It's a thought, it's the thoughts, but it's also the full body embodiment that of the experience or whatever you're looking to consciously create.
Yes, and really well said. And again, I'm going to go with these beautiful quotes, but there's that famous one from Gandhi too. Be the change that you seek.
Right.
Be
Bam.
it.
He nailed it.
Right.
He
Be
nailed
it.
it. He didn't say hope for peace. He said walk in peace.
He didn't even say pray for peace. He
No,
said, be it.
be peace.
Be it.
Be it.
Yes.
And you look at all the great, I was watching, I've just been watching these biographies. The people we watch, in these biographies, they're being it. They're embodying it. They're not just hoping, they're walking in the world as it. And I don't know, I do like the energy of being a millionaire. I think people, if you really try that and, put that, and sometimes it's in Effortless Wealth, I talk about a couple people, like you pretend that you are them, walk around like you're Beyonce, walk around like you got it so going on. When you become Taylor Swift, you feel differently about the world. You walk in the world differently. You think about people differently. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about embodying the person that you and the experience that you say you want to experience, not just
Right.
talk about it, but talking
And
about it's a good idea.
well, right. And also really knowing what it is you want,
For
knowing
sure.
yourself well enough to know what it is you want. That's super important too. Not just wanting to be like somebody else, but who are you? Because again, we're all unique. We all have come with our own special gifts into this life, our own special purpose. And so, what is it? Yeah, what
What
is
is
it? That's why, yeah, what is it that gets you really stoked, that when you wake up in the morning gets you excited that you're going to do it? We really, and again, that's where the journaling comes in, where you actually sit and start writing about what gets me excited, and what, remembering those times in your life where you have felt like I am just an unstoppable force.
Mhm.
What was going on, what were you doing, and right, get back to that place.
And when we were talking before we started, it's really easy to get distracted, especially with social media. You're scrolling, you see stuff,
Right.
it's distracting you all over the place. It is spending your energy. And part of what we've been talking about through this conscious creating process is becoming a smart investor of your life energy, of the way you think about things, about the way you talk about things, how you walk in the world. You're as a part of becoming an attractor and a conscious creator, we're really talking about the muscle of smart, well, more conscious energy investing. And so, really not, and when you're getting distracted by everybody else, your energy is being invested in all that other stuff. And it spends you. It spends you and it puts you in continue to use the money terms, it can put you at a deficit. And how do you refill yourself? How do you align your energy to the things you want to create? So really becoming and attract, not just create, attract, because you're the allness, the energy system is reading your vibration. One of the things Joe Dispenza says is you don't attract because of what you want. You attract by what you are. That's that
Mm.
embodiment piece, right? It's not about wanting, because wanting is, "Oh, I don't have it. I don't know if I can have it." The vibration is, "Yeah, not sure, doubt, but whatever." But when you stand up and you attract, like I am walking through the world like a millionaire, you just feel differently. And I know I keep using the word millionaire because I think it's a fun one, and it doesn't, well, it might create a lot of it might create some, opportunity to really investigate. Why do I think, and this, of course, why do I think I can't be a millionaire and go and alchemize it,
Hmm.
for sure.
Right. And for me, a lot of where I want my power and energy to go is in service. I love I love yoga, and I love going out there and sharing it with people and using it in ways to help support people no matter what they're going through. And so, I've talked before about how there's this big shift in the yoga community, and it's like every opportunity somebody suggests to me, why not? Give it a
Mhm.
try, right?
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
Jump into it and see what happens. Um, because my interest right now is using yoga as ways to support us, our mental health, our energy, um, and that's becoming a thing. Someone sent me last week about a conference for teachers now about how to protect your mental health,
Hmm.
going through all
Brilliant.
these changes. And somebody said, why don't you get on the agenda as a speaker about yoga? And it's like, hell yes.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Jump on
Well,
that too.
it
Right.
was one of the reasons why I called you so excited over the week last week, and I'm like, every yoga mod it needs an abundance module because that feeling of, if you're not aligned to the if you're not, your toaster isn't plugged in, no matter how many tools we talk about, you're not plugged in to the unlimited, energy source, the sun, the vibrational um generator. That's where I just feel like so many teachers get so depleted. And really, yoga is one of the most fabulous ways to plug your toaster in, to use
Right.
the parlance.
Right. And it's so accessible because really it's not about getting into fancy poses
Right.
at
And doing
all.
handstands and looking,
Right,
yeah, I
right,
mean, all that
right,
stuff, right?
right, right. Although I will say, doing inversions, and I don't mean like handstand, but headstand or shoulder stand, or even legs up the wall, a simple one,
Hmm.
inverting yourself helps to change your perspective,
Totally.
helps you to look at things differently. Again, focusing on your breath just to get your mind off wandering. And I do have a little story I want to share about that. So I was in my meditation room yesterday, and there was a fly in the room, and you know how distracting it is. You hear the
Right.
buzz
And
buzz
they
buzz.
land on you right in your cheek or
Right,
something. You're like, come
right.
on.
So my cat Beezy was in the room with me. He likes to meditate. When I go in there, he always comes in with me, and he jumped up, caught the fly, and ate it, and
No.
then sat back down. It's like, thank
Listen,
you,
stop
Beezy.
bugging me. That's
I
cute.
know, it was just right. It was just perfect. And then all I could think of was, oh, I better make sure he gets his flea and tick pill this month
Right.
too if he's going to start eating flies. But then the room was quiet and silent, and we got to meditate.
Right. And that's how that's how you plug in. We talked about this, the having that sacred space to help you realign so you are plugged in, and getting conscious about really replugging into that unlimited source that is unconditional, is unbelievably, kind, generous. I mean, beyond any words we could possibly articulate.
Yes,
And when we're attracting, in the book, it talks a lot about deciding how you're going to feel about something, deciding how you're going to talk about it, deciding how you're going to spend, invest your energy around the thing you want to attract or the experience you want to attract, or even just walking through the world in a way that feels empowered and embodied. Making conscious choices about that and then honoring them really helps you realize that you mean business. You mean vibrational business. You're not just saying it and fluffing with it. It's something that matters to you. And I think as we and experience ourselves as conscious creators, we are experiencing ourselves as investing in the vibrational experience we want to attract as it.
well said. Yes. And if you have a hard time with this, if it's really new to you, and you're just not sure about it, try something like creative. Draw it for yourself. If you don't have the words for what you want, draw it for yourself, or go out into your garden and make a little, create something new with your plants or your flowers. Um, just jump in, start
Hmm.
small if you need to, in little creative ways around your house, and then let yourself keep building and go for it
In the
until,
uh
right.
in the book, it actually has do a collage. Remember when we've done some
Yeah.
collaging with people, and it's a really powerful way. And we used to do this when I used to run an innovation center at AT&T years ago. And sometimes you can't get out of your own way. So, or you can't think of something new. Your imagination's kind of in a rut. So, grabbing magazines or just watching pictures and creating a collage and just not overthinking it, but letting the picture go, ooh, anything you go ooh to, bring it, tear it out and start to see the message that comes from the unlimited, basically sharing with you, here's how we support you. Here's how the collage can speak to you to give you inspiration, ideas, change of energy, whatever it is. Thank you. This is a really great idea about going into the garden and do a creative experience to break things up.
Right. Or even like one of the things I've gotten into that I think is so much fun is you can go on Target has it, Wayfair has it, or you get these stickers, wall stickers,
Mm,
and create pictures on your wall, and the stuff just peels off. When you get tired of it, you just peel it
right?
off.
Oh, there you
Right. And
go.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah. So right. There's lots of fun ways to start to explore your creative side and
Yes.
let yourself really play with that.
Right. And as you mentioned it, but the yoga piece it's a realigning piece and then attract. I used to have a student, she came to me and she's like, I don't know if I could write this paper. And I said, why don't you go do yoga and then write the paper? And the next week she's like, I did my yoga practice and then I wrote the paper in half an hour. She's like, it just flowed out of me. And this is the power of yoga because once you're aligned, the life force flows out of you and the inspirations come, the ideas come. So it's really being in this beautiful dance with life. And attracting to me is now you're dancing and you're feeling it. And then you're not hoping it's gonna happen. You have this gratitude moment where it's like, oh, it's done, it's done. I know it's done. And now I just get to play on my way, you know.
Yes, I had a student last week in yoga who she stayed to talk to me afterwards because she said it was the first time she ever was in a class where we actually did yoga and meditated,
Mhm.
putting it all together. And she said she was in such a good mood when she left that she actually stopped and bought donuts for her kids. And her kids were so excited that they were saying, "Hey, you're gonna go back to
It's a
yoga
yoga
class,
plate.
right?"
Yes.
Right.
It's just a win, 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 win when we get in the zone of this. And of course, we're, making a conscious choicing now so that it becomes more natural and it becomes who we are and how we are. This process isn't just a one-shot deal. It's really created to help you continue to realign and remember the magic of life and in small moments and in big moments.
Yes. Yes.
And attracting can be very fun. What's it's so much more fun instead of trying to figure out how to make it happen, you just get to walk around like it's done. How fun is that, right?
Right. Right.
I don't have to figure out how it's going to happen. And of course, you follow your inspirations.
Right.
Ooh, go out in the yard. Ooh, buy donuts. Okay, that's easy. I think I think that's one of the huge benefits of this process is makes life seem less efforting and more flowing, more enjoyment, more dance and more play. And it takes a little bit to get out of the hard effort approach, but as you practice investing yourself, you do start to move away from that. And you do start to trust yourself in the process. And then it starts to get a lot more fun. But there's a consciousness that has to have conscious investing, conscious returning
Right.
to the vibration, the feelized vibration.
Right. So I'm going to repeat that quote from Pandit Rajmani Tiganaya. Don't meditate on something, meditate as it. And
Yeah,
again, from Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you seek. And that's for everybody. There's no test you have to take first before you can do that.
right. I was thinking about Mark and I just went to the lake house and this is the first time we've ever been out on the boat on the lake. And I know Mark has been feelizing himself driving a boat for 20 years, you know. He just knows what it's like to pull, you know. He's been driving that boat since he was 20 years old. And we finally got it, and he was so happy. I'll send you a picture of him with the
Okay.
dogs in his lap. And that's the feelizing part that we're talking about. It's feeling yourself driving the boat, bouncing around, having fun on, whatever it is you're creating. You want to feel what it feels like to drive a new car? Go test drive a new car. Give
Right.
yourself the gift of not just thinking about it, but having the whole body experience of it. Because and then not saying, oh, I can't do that, saying that's what it feels like and stop. That's what it feels like
And stay.
and stay. Right. No thinking, well, how am I gonna make this happen? Just stay in that cruising down, cruising through the lake, cruising down the highway. I think it's one of the easiest ways to really experience yourself as a conscious creator is say, I want a new car, go sit in a new car, smell the car, feel the car. This is mine. This is mine. It's done. It's done. I'm enjoying it. Oh, thank you. And then you stay there. Like you said, stay. Don't don't get stuck and let the mind, pull you away, which it's going to, and then just bring yourself back to that felt sense. And it's very satisfying if you are, if you develop the muscle to do it. It's worth it. It's totally worth the muscle development.
Yes.
So is
All
there
right.
anything we missed here?
No.
I do have one so one thing is in the book there's a few journaling experiences and there's also some space for doing a collage. So and we would highly recommend you do that. Um and one of the things that the energy shift that I want to leave us with is I no longer chase the experience I attract. I no longer force the experience I allow. I no longer resist, I receive.
Mm.
Shift from the making it happen to it's done. I receive it, I allow it, I feel it. That's
Thank you.
attracting.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, okay, everyone, have a great weekend. Thanks for being here. This was very, very fun. I love doing this with you, Trish. It's a
Me
beautiful,
too.
beautiful experience. Namaste, everyone.
Bye, everybody.